You want to bend some tube, don't have any money, don't know what you're doing? Well, that was me. I'm building this T-bucket. I am totally new to the world of fabrication, welding, building cars. It's just something I always wanted to do, so I'm teaching myself how to do it. So don't laugh at my welds. I needed to bend some tube, some 1-inch tube like that. Started looking up the prices on tubing benders, and well, there's more. A tubing bender would be more money than I've got in like my whole project right now. So that's not for me. What I did have is enough money to pick up some crap off Amazon and the local hardware store, and based on some ideas I saw on the internet and on YouTube, I built this. I will show you how it works, take you through some of the pros and cons, and show you what kind of result you can get with it. So first of all, this is just a piece of plate. I think I got that at Menards maybe. Same with this stock here and the bolts. This is a 5-pound weight. It was off Amazon. It was cheap, nothing real special about it except that it's got the edges, you can see, are curve out. They're not flat, they curve out. That's really important, that they're convex. The edges are convex. This part here turns. These are ball bearings in here that I got off Amazon. They look like they come in a tube. I don't know what size they are exactly. I don't remember, but you can figure out for whatever your hardware is. Yeah, these are crusty as heck, but they were cheap and they're good enough for this. This beauty is made of 2 pieces of angle iron welded into a box, so it fits around a 1-inch tube. And then this handle is just a piece of 1-inch tube, and this is the same material I'm trying to bend. So the idea here is that your piece of tubing slides in here, and you pull the handle, and as you pull, it bends it around that weight, and it creates a smooth bend. So I will load it up and be right back with you, and I'll show you how it works. So this is what it looks like once you got your piece of tubing loaded in there. See, it fits through there like that. And then there is a bolt over here with a nut welded to it, and that hole, the bolt is welded over a hole that goes all the way through into the tube, because when you grab a 9/16, it's hard to do one-handed, and tighten that down, and then your tubing won't slip much. If you do this too hard with this little thin tubing, you can actually put the bolt right through it, so just do it a little bit. Next step then I find is some lube. Really helped the situation, so I just got, it's just some PB Blaster I had. Lube the tube up, lube all the parts up. Make sure that your nuts on your bender are tight, but not super tight, because everything has to move. And then once everything is loaded up, you get on this end of it and you start your bend. I don't know if I can film this and bend it at the same time. We're gonna try. This piece of steel. So now we're over here on the business end of the bender, and I'm gonna pull real good on here, and then we'll get some action. We'll see how it turns out. I may have to put the camera down and drop it for this. We'll see. And there we go. That's about it. I'm just judging on whether that's 90 or not. It's probably pretty close. The next trick is to get it out of here, which is a little bit tricky because you can't just push the handle back. Now it's in there really tight. So what I've figured out to do is to get here's my socket set here, and just kind of loosen everything up. And once you got everything kind of loose, this will come back around, and then there we go. Easy peasy. So let's look at our results. Look at the inside. So it's pretty good. Some advantages to this. First of all, it's cheap. I made that bender with basically no metal fabrication skills and some pretty poor welding skills and just a little bit of research and common sense, and it's worked out okay to get me started. This is a pretty strong bend, and like you can bend that if you put it in a vise, but and give it a good crank on it, but I mean, really crushing on it, I can't bend it just with my hands. It makes a pretty tough joint. I was actually comparing it to a factory bend on this stepladder I have. And it's really very similar to what a bend on thin tubing produced in a factory would look like. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. Some downsides of this, you probably notice, first of all, that the sides bulge out a little bit. I'm sure on a real tube bender, there's a part on the die that holds that in the, like a channel more than my 5-pound Amazon weight does, so that the tube doesn't bulge out like that as much. I have found that if I put that back in the vise and squeeze it a little bit, I can get it to not be quite so bulky there. So, seems to be okay. Another disadvantage is really this bender is really can only bend this. It's not adjustable in any way. I built it purposefully for this size of tube, so I've never tried to put anything else in there. Maybe if I drilled a couple more holes. And so that this roller could move in tighter, you know, maybe I could put some flat stock or something in there, or I don't know how it would work with round tube, if it would mess it up or just flatten it out. I'm really not sure, because this is all I've ever tried to bend with it. So it's not super versatile, and it's certainly not efficient as far as if you were gonna want to make a whole bunch of these. As you can see, it took me a few minutes just to make one bend, but for my purposes it works just fine. And the way I'm using this is to build some inner structure on my T-bucket. So I'm building some parts like this. To go up here under the dashboard and the cowl to tie both sides of the body in, and tie that in down to the structure at the bottom of my door down here. So that's it. Hope that was helpful. You got any questions, please put something in the comments. Like and subscribe. Let me know if you like this and want to see more of my journey into fabrication and welding. So thank y'all, and see ya.